No matter how much you prepare for birth, and you should prepare, birth contains an element of surprise. Sometimes things shift. Sometimes your provider changes at the last minute. They're called off to somebody else's birth. They have a family emergency. Maybe your labor slows down. You're offered an intervention that you didn't expect. And in that moment, how you respond is going to change everything about how you feel about your birth later down the road. Today, I want to show you how you can stay calm and confident by using something I call the yes and method and adding powerful visualization into your toolkit. So first, what is the yes and method? If you've ever watched improv acting, then you might know that the number one rule of an improv actor is you don't shut down something else that another actor has done or said. When one actor adds something unexpected, the other doesn't argue. They say yes, and then they build on it. And that's what keeps the story moving and entertaining to watch. It keeps it from shutting down and having an issue. Well, birth works a lot like that. You can't perfectly rehearse every line because there are other people involved in this drama. Your body, your baby, and your care providers are all going to be working together on a journey that no one's ever journeyed before. But you can train yourself to flow with what's happening instead of fighting it. When something unexpected happens in labor, a new provider walks in, or your birth plan needs to shift. Without practice, your body might go through this initial, oh no. Then you tense up and you think, no, this isn't what I wanted. Well, the yes and mindset gives you another option. I want you to pause and breathe and say, yes, this is happening. And here's what I'm going to add to it. Using that yes and mindset keeps positive hormones flowing in you. It allows your nervous system to know everything's okay. And your body and your brain are going to work for you instead of against you. Here's the short example. And then I want a deeper dive into a powerful visualization of it with you afterwards. Imagine you're in labor. You have been working beautifully with your body, with your partner, and suddenly your provider can't make it. A new one walks in, and they don't have the same gentle energy that you hoped for. And a lot of mamas are probably going to feel like, no, this isn't what I planned for, but you've taken my mini course Unshaken and you've practiced something different. So your training kicks in and you take one slow breath and you soften your jaw and you think, yes, this is happening. And here's what I'm going to add. I know how to stay calm. You lean on your partner's hand, you focus on your breath, and you let your body keep doing what it knows how to do. You might not say a word, but the tone that you just set in the room starts to spread. Your new provider starts to catch that energy in the room. In fact, everyone around you notices the calm you just emitted from your body. That's your yes and. That's your power of leadership in labor. You didn't lose your birth. You directed it in a new way. Now, the reason this mindset works so well is because you're going to practice it. When I was a little girl, I went to dance class and my teacher would say, what you practice will come out in your performance. So you got to make sure you're pointing your toes, that you're using all your energy, that you're smiling when you're practicing, because that's going to come out in your final performance. Well, how are you going to practice for your birth? You're going to use visualization. What you want to do is picture in as much detail as you can in the first person as if you're actually going through it with your eyes closed and with a restful interior mindset. Any scenario that might come up in your birth. And when you visualize those different possibilities, both the ones that you want and maybe the ones that weren't your first choice, you are training your nervous system. Athletes and performers and surgeons, top business people, they all use visualization before high stakes moments as a way to do a practice run. So you're showing your brain, this is how I behave in this situation. If things change, I breathe and I add my part and I let that change come. This practice is going to rewire how your body responds to events. You might not love every change or surprise that comes up, but you can accept it and meet it with calm awareness and then be the leader in the room. So if you want to, I'd like to deeper dive into one of these powerful visualizations. If you're able to right now, close your eyes, put one hand on your belly and the other on your heart, and just feel your body. And I'm just going to read from this. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and let it fall out gently through your mouth. You are in labor. The lights are low. The room feels warm. You've been in your rhythm of breathing and swaying. You're focused. Each wave rises and falls like a tide, and you're moving with it. Then the door opens. You hear new footsteps, a new voice. A new provider walks in, someone you haven't met before. Maybe they're efficient, professional, a little brisk. So you're curious. Turn on your curious thoughts. They introduce themselves. For a moment, you can feel your body tense, but pause right there. Don't fight your thoughts, just notice it. Hey, you're sensing that you didn't want this. Your brain is trying to keep you safe. Let's release that. You let your shoulders drop, and your exhale is the bridge to your yes. You say quietly in your mind, yes, this is what's happening. I have a new provider, and I know how to meet this. I'm leading here. Feel how that softens something inside you. You are no longer fighting the moment. You're moving with it. You notice your partner's presence beside you, solid and calm. Maybe they squeeze your hand or gently stroke your hair. You catch the nurse's eye, and she gives you a small, reassuring smile, and the rhythm returns. You close your eyes, and the next contraction builds strong and steady, and you sway through it, grounding in your breath. Your calm becomes contagious. The room begins to match your energy, quieter, slower, more focused. Even the new provider adjusts, speaking in a lower tone, waiting between your contractions. You don't have to say anything now. Your body is leading the room. You have said yes, and with your presence. Yes, someone new came, and I am still safe. Yes, this is different, and I am calm. Yes, this changed, and my birth is still sacred. Feel how strong that is. You don't need everything to go the way you thought it would for this to be beautiful. You met the moment with grace and calm and strength. Stay here for one more deep breath and let it anchor into your body. Whatever unfolds, I know how to stay at peace. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. The more you practice this before birth, the stronger those neural pathways are going to be. And it will be easier for your brain and your body to do that when the moment comes. If you want to keep practicing this kind of mind work, subscribe and also check out the link below to birthfromrest.com. Learning how to rewire your brain for reaction is your next step. And I do that in my course, Unshaken. I'm building it out right now. So if you check out the link, it may or may not be open, but it's coming if it's not yet open. It's all about preparing for birth by breaking our fears and doing guided visualizations like these ones, so you can stay calm and confident during your next birth, and so you can love any version of your birth story. If that sounds like just what your heart has been looking for, take a look in the link below, and I'll see you in the next video.